Hello ladies and gents, in this video we'll be looking at the Ocean Swift Music HandyMan Toolbox. It is basically a set of tools to help out musicians, sound designers, and people that are working with audio, get things done quicker and just kind of help out in the workflow a little bit. Let's look at the features. So before we look at this screen over here, let's actually start with the musical scales over here. Now this is a quick reference basically. Basically everything here is designed to give you quick references. So this would be the first one. You can choose a note, any one of the notes on the Western kind of note system. Choose a scale from the provided scales. We have a lot of scales in here. And we'll immediately show you all the notes involved in that scale. So for example, various examples, etc., etc. A lot of scales inside. So just kind of quickly, if you're playing with someone, you want to know the scale, there you go. The second function available is basically a function which takes notes. For example, you can take F4. You choose a tuning, various tunings that are used throughout history, currently are provided over here. So for example, F4 in the tuning of 440, and it shows you the frequency that this note would produce. And again in 432, you can scale it to any one of the provided frequencies over here. So, oops, there we go, little bug over here on A436. So we'll fix that. A34, A32, A40, 440, etc., etc. The next one is a pretty neat one. It's a calculator based on a BPM that you provide. For example, let's say 120 BPM. You can provide a time division over here, 1/4. Sample rate from over here, anything from 8,000, 352,800, various used sample rates. So let's say 44,100. And it will tell you how many milliseconds are in this measure. 1/4 measure of 120 BPM would be 500 milliseconds. It would be 2 hertz for let's say for a sine wave to complete the cycle in this measure, and there would be 22,050 samples in this measure. So basically it would be half a second, right? 500 milliseconds, and would be exactly 1/2 of 44,100, which would be 2250. So I took this example just to show you what this does basically. Now you can get for example, LFO times for stuff that is unsyncable, sample times in milliseconds, again for LFOs, for delays, for stuff like that. You can get the length of samples for various funky stuff if you're creating samples and need them to be at a certain length. All sorts of stuff like that you can get from this calculator. Next up is a simple tone generator. You need to choose an audio driver if you want to use this, which will provide the tone. And let's see if we can get this into this. Yeah, oh, okay, enough is enough. Provide the basic tone based on the oscillator that you choose here, and the frequency is based on the frequency that you choose over in the note frex. So if you choose a frequency, for example, you want to see the frequency for G1 in 432, which would be 48.1091, and this would be the tone that would be played over here by the tone generator. Now let's skip this just for another second. Over here on the bottom you have various references. We might be adding more to this in the future. If you click show reference, then you will see the chosen reference from over here on the bottom. Now the first reference included is a MIDI CC chart. It is useful if you want specific MIDI CCs, or actually to see which MIDI CCs are undefined. I always forget. It's 102 to 120, 85 to 90, whatever. You have a MIDI CC chart over here. Frequency spectrum chart, just a quick chart that shows various frequency spectrums of different instruments and different things. Loudness chart, and a useful compressions for various input sources, various compression settings that are normally handy on every type of compressor. And again, we might add more charts and change and improve and change this stuff in future versions. If you have ideas for extra charts, we would love to hear them. So you can turn off the references. And over here is another neat thing over on the top. Again, this is the standalone version, but you can do exactly the same thing that I'm going to show on the VSTi version. So the idea here is that sometimes you have many different file folders in your project folders, and maybe you are providing, let's say, a folder for someone to remix, uploading zips, saving, and after 2 years you have no idea what's going on in there, and maybe your partner that you're sending the files to has no idea what's going on inside, etc., etc., etc. So over here you have an ability to kind of set project information and even export this stuff to text files. So let's just take a little look. You can give your project a name, whatever you want. So just for this example over here, we gave Desert Amigos Remix Project. So this would be a text file for this project, and this would be the name of the project. And we would like to inform, potential remixers. Let's say we're uploading this remix project online. So this is all the information that they would need. Then we want to tell them that this song is in the C scale, is in a C note, C scale, C Japanese scale, and these would be the notes. And then we would want to tell them that it is in 120 BPM. And all this information is shown over here. So the name, Desert Amigos Remix Project, the scale, C Japanese, the tuning used in the files included in the remix project, and the notes of the scale that was used, and the BPM, and all our additional information. So if you click over here, Save Text, for example, then it will allow you to save all of that. Whoa, okay, in the My Documents folder. So let's go to the My Documents folder, project details, and it will show the project details as you save them with all your stuff inside. So this is really handy. Just a set of tools, the project details tool, the musical scales tool, the note frequencies tool, the calculator tool, the tone generator tool, and the additional references. Again, if you have ideas for more tools, we would love to add stuff to this, the future versions of this device. So this is the Ocean Swift Music HandyMan Toolbox. It comes in standalone in VST for Windows, for 32-bit and for 64-bit systems. And check it out. It's really not an expensive device, and could come in really handy, I think, for a lot of people. Have a good one. See you.